News from Chennai now. In the grounded ship, Pratibha Cauvery has been salvaged in Chennai after 12 days. The tow vessel, Malavya, pulled her into the sea last evening. However, the ship can't move out of Chennai following court orders. The ship ran aground on the 31st of last month when Cyclone Neelam made landfall near Mahabalipuram. 6 of its sailors died after the lifeboat they took capsized. In their petition, the family of one of the sailors killed has alleged the ship isn't seaworthy and has sought a compensation of around 1 crore to the family of the sailors who died. Well, let's go across to Sam Daniel for more. Sam, the ship has been towed away, but it's still involved clearly in some legal issues. Tell us more about it.
That's right. It's still anchored on the outer anchorage of the Chennai port here, Garge, because the Madras High Court has directed authorities not to let the ship go out of Chennai because a family member of one of those 6 sailors who was killed has approached the court asking for an interim compensation of 25 lakhs and a final settlement of 1 crore to each of these families, citing that the ship was not seaworthy and the crew members were not taken care of by the owners of that ship. And I have with me Captain Ilancheran, one of the members of the local coordination team which assisted the salvage team from Singapore. Captain, thank you so much for your time. It took almost 5 days once the operations to salvage the ship began to actually pull it, to make it afloat. What was the strategy? Because many were quite skeptical earlier since we had 2 such incidents in the past when the ships could not be actually salvaged.
Good morning to everyone. Basically, to start up with, there was an incident before within 2 years, or you can say during the Thane cyclone hit the coast of Chennai. A ship called Voyage Marina, which almost grounded near Marina, which was salvaged back to the sea with the assistance of Chennai port. The ship was in Chennai port within the limit, so it was carried out very successfully. For this ship, it is grounded off port limit, that is one thing. Second thing, which almost grounded into the beach, because of 2-3 days lapse, which delayed the whole salvage operation. And also the owners of the shipping company has to appoint. It is their choice to appoint the salvage people.
What was the strategy, sir? You first had the tow rope getting snapped 2 or 3 times?
No, not at all. Initially when you connect the tow rope and when you do the exercise, certain things definitely will happen. It is not the pulling operation. They connected everything. It is something like a mock-up, right. They do it. During that time, it is not the main rope parted. Right. It is the connecting wire, the rope has parted, which the same day before the high tide, it was well connected and the vessel was absolutely ready.
And what made the ship go afloat last night?
Yeah, see,
you emptied the ballast of the ship.
Basically, this Smith salvage people are well-known experts in this field. Okay, throughout the world, they have a very good reputation and they got a lot of experience. So they follow certain procedures, methodology to pull. But everywhere in paper, media, TV, people always think, oh, this could have been done. No, they follow the procedures. 3 important things we have to think. 1, the power of the tug. So they identify the power of the tug from India itself to make the operation faster. Otherwise, they have to get the tug from Singapore, which again will delay. So they identified a sufficient pollard pull tug to pull this operation. That is number 1. Number 2, the tide, which makes the difference. So every day till yesterday, the tide was rising. You can do this operation only at high tide, morning and evening. Morning tide, no waves, no swell. So it never helps. You need some swell, some wave, which happened every day, okay, till yesterday. And third thing, the ship weight. The ship is having lot of ballast water. We call it ballast water, almost 10,000 tons. So these people plan in such a way, they want to make the forward to come up very nicely, which they have done by deballasting. You must be knowing there is no power initially, so they have to get pumped.
Lastly, Captain, do you think the Coast Guard needs, or the government needs, an emergency rescue system in place on the East Coast? Because we don't have such a facility on the East Coast.
Yeah, definitely. By seeing this, to avoid the delay, I think, it is better to have like West Coast, on the East Coast also for all these emergency coordination and the procedures. I think maybe we can request our Honorable Minister, Marine Department, DG Shipping to have one. It will be always better.
Well, Gargi, it's certainly a huge sigh of relief for the Chennaites and also the environmentalists who are quite worried about possible oil slick. But it's also a poor consolation for the families of victims who died, who still believe that if only the Coast Guard had come to the rescue, they could have saved the lives of these 6 sailors. Gargi.
India's #1 news app just got even better. Download NDTV's new app. Fully optimized for retina display. Full screen view. Faster response time. And Sudoku. NDTV's new iPad app. Download now.